plot and a comic plot is this, that in tragedy, the focus is only on the hero, right? But in a comedy, it's not only on the heroines, but also on the other characters. This is the major difference that we find in a tragedy and a comedy, or the tragic plot and the comic plot.
This is very significant that you observed that Shakespeare, though he himself did not enjoy the conjugal bliss,
absolutely,
but he wrote world's most memorable love poetry in his sonnets, and love drama that we find in many of his plays. So he is the greatest love poet that world has ever seen.
And see the understanding of love that Shakespeare had. In one of his sonnets he said, "Love is not love which alters when it alteration finds. Love is not time's fool, it is an ever fixed mark which looks on tempest is never shaken. And if this be not true and upon me proved, I never wrote, no man ever loved." But we know that Shakespeare wrote and people have loved and died and sacrificed.
So this, we were talking about the contrasts.
Yes.
The institution, law, and individual freedom. Similar, many other contrasts operate in the play, and that becomes the theme of the play, or various themes of the play. Here we have a slide also. There is a contrast between reason and imagination. Rural and urban, for instance. Light and dark, fairies and mortals, dream and waking, appearance and reality, madness and sanity, love and law, as I earlier also said. So many. The play is built upon contrasts and ultimate reconciliation between these two apparently contradictory propositions. So how does it? How do we find this treated in the play?
You see, the major issues or themes in A Midsummer Night's Dream, the first important theme, as I said earlier also, is love. And love is a major theme in all his comedies. Here the treatment is more confused and more complex. Love is threatened at times. Aegeus, for example, the father wants his daughter Hermia to marry Demetrius or go to a nunnery, as we discussed a few minutes ago, or face death. What a stubborn father he must have been, an authoritarian father. Hermia wants to marry Lysander, and so they both elope to a wood. They decide to meet in a wood, and there the lovers are united. But remember one thing, there is a serious side also to this. And very often we feel that there are moments where you feel that love is threatened, and maybe tragedy will overtake the lovers. There is a serious side to love, as I said, in a Shakespearean comedy. So paradox is always there. Now in a tragedy, we have what is called the comic relief. Say the gravedigger's scene, for example, in Hamlet, or the porter's scene in Macbeth, for example. Comic relief is provided by Shakespeare when the tension is at its peak, at its height, at its apex, at its pinnacle. And in order to relieve that tension, comic relief is provided. So he has made a special provision for a comic scene in a tragedy. In a comedy also, sometimes we feel that tragedy will overtake. But as I said, it does not happen. For example, here, the two pairs of lovers, Hermia, Helena, Lysander, and Demetrius, they experience distress, suffering. They do not know what their fate would be. But ultimately, all is well that ends well. The journey into the forest, now this is a very significant point that the viewer should keep in mind, or the students who are watching this program. The journey into the forest gives the characters some kind of sanity, some insight, self-knowledge. Understanding is ultimately gained, and this understanding leads to happiness and harmony. And therefore, not that tragic element is not there, but this tragic element is not overpowering, because ultimately the purpose of a comedy is happiness, is harmony. So he does mix some tragic element in a comedy also. But as I said, ultimately irrationality gives way to rationality, insanity gives way to sanity, understanding is gained because the obstacles have been removed, the path which did not run smooth is smoothened ultimately, and the purpose, as we discussed earlier, of a Shakespearean comedy and especially of humor is self-knowledge, self-discovery. You realize your follies, you realize your foibles, you realize your faults, and when sanity is restored, ultimately happiness reigns.
So, sir, shall we, can we say that the wood where
Yes.
the lovers elope
Yes,
and where
yes.
the action takes place
Yes,
is the place that symbolizes irrationality.
Absolutely,
Something
absolutely,
that
absolutely.
is beyond the realm
Yes.
of reason. And Athens is a symbol of reason,
right.
in a sense.
Very true.
So complications or the problems in the case of Hermia and Lysander, for instance, they begin in Athens,
Yes.
and they are resolved in the wood.
In the wood, yes.
So probably Shakespeare probably suggests that the solution lies somewhere,
Right.
which is beyond the realm of reason. It is in the intuitive understanding of ourselves, realizing ourselves.
Yes.
And there probably, so this contrast between the urban and the rural
Yes.
is very important in the play, as many other contrasts also that I listed down earlier also there. And this mixture of tragedy and comedy, as you rightly observed, there are comic scenes in tragedy. So similarly, there are tragic moments in a comedy.
Yes, there
also.
are tragic moments.
Yeah,
You know.
tragic moments
Yes.
in comedy also. And these tragic moments highlight the emphasize the comic element, that emphasize the merriment, emphasize they accentuate, they make our feeling strong about the comic side of life. So this contrast helps
Yes.
between the tragic and comic, helps in building the atmosphere,
Very true.
merry atmosphere of comedy.
Yes.
And Bottom and his company,
Right.
they are, as you rightly earlier also said, that Bottom is the protagonist of the play, the
Yes.
most important character of the play. How do we understand this Bottom and his company in a play where the action is particularly about the life and fate of a pair of lovers?
You know, these characters, the artisans or the mechanicals as they are called, they belong to the lower strata of society. Say you have the weaver and the carpenter and the bellows mender and whatnot, you know. Now remember one thing, it has been rightly said that Shakespeare saw life steadily and saw it whole. Therefore, he covers a wide spectrum. I mean, you have the entire range of people, you know, who inhabit the Shakespearean world. The mechanicals are here. They are going to perform a play at the wedding, remember, as part of the celebration. And Bottom to my mind, is a very dominant character. He is self-assured. Sometimes we feel that he is overconfident, but nevertheless, he appears very naive, foolish. But remember one thing, that he has the native wit. And therefore, he not only pervades the play Pyramus and Thisbe, but he pervades the entire play called A Midsummer Night's Dream. He is a born leader to my mind. He has the leadership qualities, which some of the leaders in our country perhaps lack. But here is a man, who is overconfident at times, but nevertheless, he knows what he is doing. And he becomes an ass-headed. Titania falls in love with him. And here also Shakespeare laughs at the follies of lovers, when Titania says, how beautiful you are, and you have a very mellifluous and melodious voice, so on and so forth. Ultimately, lovers are irrational at times, and because love is blind, they don't see their follies. But Bottom, to my mind, is a very great comic creation of Shakespeare.
Yeah.
And it is he whom I call the protagonist, the real protagonist of the play.
Yeah, he comes at par with the great comic characters.
Yes, exactly,
such as Falstaff,
exactly.
Sir Epicure Memnon of
And
Ben Jonson.
one important quality of Bottom is that he has zest for life,
Zest for life.
enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And this is exactly what Shakespeare wants people to have.
Yeah.
Zest for life.
Yeah.
All your problems and worries, in spite of them,
Yeah.
you must enjoy God-given life. That
Yeah,
is the
good.
message that perhaps Bottom conveys.
Conveys,
the
yeah.
gusto with which he lives, the zest and enthusiasm for life that he singularly displays.
Yeah. So a very very important character, a
True.
full character,
Very
a
true.
rounded character, a character who comes to life.
Yes.
A living character, as we call it.
Yes,
Someone
yes.
who sometimes appear to have run out of control of the
Very
author.
true.
The author himself probably seems to have fallen in love with Bottom, and he gives him a liberty which other characters hardly
denied.
enjoy.
Yes, yes,
Other
yes.
other characters are denied in the play. So that is the charm of that character
Very true.
that makes him at par with, as I said, Falstaff or Sir Epicure Memnon or Tony Lumpkin, the great comic characters.
Oh, yes,
and,
yes.
and Nick Bottom rightly deserves a place along with this significant comic characters. If we, because the time is coming to an end,
Yes.
if we wish to sum up the play
Yes.
in a very brief way, in a very brief comment about the
Right.
play as a whole,
Yes.
how would you put this play?
No, as I said, that the alchemy of love ultimately works. And it is through love, that hatred can be removed,
Yeah.
and love can bring about harmony and order in the world. This is perhaps the message. But if love transcends certain limits, it becomes an obsession. For example, in Macbeth, for example, or in any other tragedy of Shakespeare, then perhaps love becomes a destructive force.
Yes.
But if it is true love, if it is genuine love, if it is pure love, love which springs from the bottom of one's heart, then that love can bring about order in a disordered world. It can bring about harmony where disharmony ruled. Perhaps this is how I would like to sum up this great Shakespearean comedy. As that boy said, that I wish it were A Midsummer Night's Dream rather than other comedy of Shakespeare.
Very rightly. Thank you, sir, very much for giving this very scholarly talk for our students.
No, this is my understanding of the play. It's not
And the play, you rightly said in the earlier part of this session, that play is a masterpiece of Shakespeare. And it is indeed very difficult to do justice to a play like this in an hour. But you have rightly, very aptly summarized the whole play. I again thank you very much.
Thank you.
And
Pleasure
hope the students
talking
have
to you.
enjoyed.
And I hope that the viewers also have enjoyed.
yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you all.
Thank you very much for watching this performance.